Hello and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 4th of October for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the key elements of this week before going on to give you your detailed zodiac forecast, so please stay with me. The standout event of this week is the Libra new moon, which occurs on Wednesday. Also, Pluto, the planet of transformation, ends a long retrograde on this day. But the new moon is particularly unique because it's very close to Mars, the planet of drive and passion, and a planet which is actually in its detriment in the sign of Libra. Libra is about finding consensus, celebrating the things we have in common. It is about trying to achieve a degree of harmonization. But sometimes Libra energy can attract from other people almost an assumption that the Libran type energy of giving and being very accommodating and attuned to another person, some people take that for granted. So Mars can be a very good thing in that regard and see us assert our boundaries in a more robust way. But also Uranus is in a 150 or quincunx angle to the new moon, and that's quite a rebellious influence in Taurus. So I think this could be a week when there's some intense discussions over finances for many people. Also Mercury in its retrograde squares with Pluto on Monday and Tuesday. So Mercury being retrograde when there is the new moon is another hint that we have to work hard at our listening skills and try to contain our frustration if not everybody quite gets our drift straight away. But I think some relationships will go through some big transitions this week because by Thursday, Venus, the ruler of Libra, moves into Sagittarius. This is an excellent location to think about the truth of relationships, to seek freedom if a relationship hasn't been working, to be open-minded about the type of people we can connect with. Because one of the things that I think is wonderful to do with Libran energy is to celebrate the things we have in common and not focus always on the things that separate us, that make us different. So there are opportunities this week for us all, and please stay with me for your detailed forecast. But if you are new to me or my channel, I would be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to get your free written daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, you can do so by subscribing below. I've been writing these for many years, over 25 years, and my work is featured all around the world and in Britain's most read daily newspaper. So you can get yours free by subscribing below. And with year 2022 racing up, if you'd like to get your personal forecast based on your time, date and place of birth, and you order it now, you can get the rest of this year free, plus a character analysis, and also 30% off, all based on you. No two charts are the same, can give you searing insights of the opportunities ahead. Hello Virgo and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 4th of October. A Libra new moon ordinarily for you would give you a lot of desire to bring balance and equilibrium to the ins and outgoings of your budget, and also achieve a greater sense of self-worth in the time of the duration of the moon, which is a backdrop of a month. Now you can do that this time, but Mars is in the mix, so that makes you a little bit more earnest about achieving what you want. But it can also see you wanting to be a bit more impulsive when it comes to your resources, because Uranus is in your planet of freedom, and Uranus is a planet which really doesn't like any kind of limitation. So the 9th house is being very free and abandoned, it's expansive, and of course if you're wanting to balance things financially, the link between Uranus, rebellious, and Mars, impetuous, means that you could splash out on something. So if you do decide to do that, particularly with your ruler Mercury also in retrograde, try to focus on a purchase that has some kind of practical benefit to you. But if you're thinking about doing something that's more speculative with your resources, and resources that you've built up over a long period of time, I just would pause a little bit, because that angle between Mars and Uranus is not particularly harmonious. Also, by Thursday, Venus moves into a part of your situation which puts the emphasis very much on home, family and emotions. And if you are going to be moving over the following 2 or 3 weeks, or doing some home improvements, decorative changes, refurnishing your place, laying carpets down, perhaps even getting your accommodation ready for guests at Christmas time, then you may want to invest some money in that. But again, I wouldn't be too reckless. Now, reckless is not a word you'd ordinarily link with your nature, because you can be very commonsensical in your approach to your budget and all elements of life. But this is a particularly turbulent new moon, so there is the potential that you could get caught up in wanting to satisfy your desires in the here and now. And if someone tries to perhaps just give you an opposing argument about why that might not be a good idea, you might find it more difficult to actually hear what they've got to say, and could find yourself being quite defensive. So quite a high octane new moon, I'd say, and with Mercury still rotating backwards through to the 18th, not out of shadow through to the 3rd of November, this is a time to keep micromanaging all the different phases of the ins and outgoings of your resources, but also in a more imaginative and positive way. I think Mars can give you a lot of desire to feel that you're valued by others. So if you're in a job which isn't really giving you that sense of self, or they don't realize how hard you work or how much sacrifices you make, the good thing about this new moon is that Uranus can provoke you along with Mars to actually do something about changing it. And if you're someone who really likes the stability of that everyday structure, which can be the case with Virgo people, well, maybe the more high energy part of this new moon can just give you a little bit of a push to change something that perhaps has needed to be changed for quite some time.